Hi, this is a short review of the Cessna 182 Deluxe version sold by HobbyKing at a price of $54, I think, and it's a RTF, so ready to fly model, which has the brushless motor already included, as well as the servos. The only thing you do need is a receiver, a 5-channel receiver, in order to use these flaps right here, and of course your main battery. The battery I do recommend is anything up to a size of 1000 milliamps, because anything larger won't fit the battery tray. Nice about this plane is that it's for its price pretty scaled looking. So if you're looking for a scaled plane, this is a really cheap way to get one. And even more scaled looking is that you can move the front wheel. Something you notice when you get this plane is that it's made out of EPS, and EPS is something you don't want to have, because as you can see here on the wing, on the main wing, and on the other side too, it did break when I crashed the first time. And yeah, EPS does break really fast. Instead, you do want to get a plane that it's made out of EPO or EPP. It's a lot more crash resistant than EPS. Something you have to do when you get the plane is install the rudder and the elevator. And there's a production error with this plane, because you do have to cut a hole, this hole as you see here, in order to get the elevator inside the plane and fix it and glue it to the plane. Yeah, that's a building issue, because as you can see, the tail doesn't remain that stiff at all. All the links are made out of plastic, and also the battery trays are made out of plastic. There are two supporting struts, as you can see, on both sides of the plane, that are screwed into the main wing and into the body of the plane. Here you can see the flaps control on both sides. These controls are really weak, and they are not really tight, because as you can see, I can move the servo link without moving the servo, because the front wheel is linked with the servo of the rudder. So if you move the rudder, you do move the front wheel as well. The deluxe version does have flaps included. They are linked via one servo, and I just use the switch on the side of the transmitter. And when you hit the switch, you see the flaps go down, so you can prepare for a soft landing or something like this. The problem I did have with this plane is that I did lose full control during mid-flight, and I do believe this is because the ESC included in the pack in the deluxe version was not capable of powering all the 5 servos and the receiver at the same time. I think it was just a blackout when I lost control. And so I do recommend switching to a UBEC powering the receiver, so you do not lose control, or still at least have servo control when you lose the engine. Right here you can see my 2.4 gigahertz receiving antenna. Yeah, I hot glued it into the main body of the plane. As you can see right here, you do have to screw the main wing into the main body using two nylon screws. I do not like this because, as you can see on the right, one screw did already break, and I had struggle finding a new screw fitting this plane. The screw is washed out, and it's really hard to unscrew and screw the main wing to the body. So be careful when doing this, because yeah, this screw doesn't last long. Here you can see the two servos powering the flaps and the ailerons. Here you can see the flaps connection, and the aileron connection follows yeah, this path. Inside the plane you do have the two servos controlling the rudder and the elevator, as well as, I hope you can see it right here, this link down here is connected to the front wheel. Here you can see the ESC included in the pack, in the Deluxe pack. It's 25 amps BMC ESC from Skyartech. So as you might have noticed, and some of you might have thought, well, I did get this plane from Skyartech. I do believe it is the exact same plane. To put it all in a nutshell, I do not recommend this plane for beginners because of the material itself. As I said, it's EPS and it does break really fast. Further, you do have the prop in front and the motor as well, of course. This is something you do not want to have as a beginner, because if you crash, you do often crash nose down first, and if the motor is in front too, you might break your motor as well.